Looking back on this experience, is there a favorite scene or fondest memory that you're going to continue to revisit from having worked on this show?
Hmm. You know, something comes to mind. Sometimes we do what's called the bucket, which is on Fridays. It's like $5 Fridays. So everybody puts in money and then like gets a raffle ticket, and we pull it at the end of the day or at some point, and someone wins a bunch of money. It's always very fun. And we were shooting in Malibu, and everybody was together, and the bucket was particularly large, a very large sum. And one of our grips, Derek, won, and Derek is like kind of the class clown of the bunch. Like, he's like an absolute star, and everybody was so happy for him. And we just had this like crazy big raucous moment when everybody was cheering, and everybody put Derek up on his shoulders, on their shoulders, and like we're kind of like, you know, pumping him up and down. And it was just like such a euphoric, silly, fun moment, and yeah, we'll never forget it.
Some of the first things that pop into my mind, although I really think in some ways season 5 is my favorite season.
Really?
Yeah, but I think back to scenes in the first season, which was so brilliant, where they're setting up all the relationships, and I felt like every scene that I had with every single member of the cast was so perfect to introduce that relationship. First, the one where I meet Ava for the first time when she flies to Las Vegas to meet me. It was perfect scene. Set up that butting of heads so brilliantly. She comes in, perfect scene to set up her character and our relationship, where she comes in, and I've told Marcus he has to go through your purse, you know, and he finds pills.
Yeah.
And you say, I have a UTI. Sorry, you know. Then I go like this, so she kisses me on the cheek. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah,
It
so
just
good.
set it up
Yeah.
perfectly. And then my scene in the restaurant with Chris McDonald, Marty.
Yeah.
Where he tells me that, you know, he's going to get a different show in place of my residency. And she just goes nuts in the restaurant.
Freaks out. Yeah.
Ends up,
Yes.
you know, screaming to everybody, although this was an ad lib. There was a cockroach in my salad. You know, and she takes his steak, puts it, and screams for a doggy bag. And it just,
So good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's such a special show. It's such a special character. I love DJ so much. I mean, I really treasure every scene I'm in with Jean just because she's so incredible. It's such a gift to be doing it. It really is such a gift to be in a scene with her.
You too, honey.
Thank you. I will say, I think this show was maybe the first opportunity for the world to see that I could do things that other than just comedy, which I never really thought about until I started getting all these compliments and confusion from people, because they were like, oh, you can also act, which is a strange thing to say. But I was like, oh yeah, I mean, because I grew up doing theater, but I think the world knew me for, you know, Sunny and the Mick and stuff, and some really honest emotional scenes, like mother-daughter scenes, which everybody can relate to. Yeah, I would credit this show for sort of introducing that part of me to people.
Oh, what was that scene we did? It was right after she did a show where she talked about your dad. And then
Yeah.
we meet in the hallway afterwards.
Yeah, and
I
say,
told you I wore one of your bracelets.
Yeah.
But that it turned my wrist.
turned your wrist green or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go, oh, well, you know, but that's good. It means you're getting iron.
Yeah.
And your sister was like, okay, honey, okay.
Yeah.
That was actually a very sweet scene.
Yeah, I really love their dynamic, and it is not. This is just to say, Paul and Jen and Lucia are such incredible writers, because it is very challenging to write a show with these two tones crammed together. It's very funny, and it's very raw and emotional, and you know, if you don't set up that well in the beginning, you can't cram it in later. So it's just a special show.
You know, one of my favorite scenes, Meg and I were in a scene this season in Las Vegas in the middle of the desert at like 9 p.m. It was 30 degrees. which you can't tell. We're supposed to be sweaty, but it was 30 degrees. But I have to tell you something. Meg is so funny, but she was so amazing in this scene. She was emotional, and it was making me so emotional. And I was like, damn, this girl can do it all. She really can do it all, and I'll never forget it. She is so good. It's crazy. Wait until you see this. Wait until you see this. She's really. I'm like, look, she was just the lead of a show, and I'm like, yes, I see why, because you're a star. Anyway,
That's making me feel like really emotional. It makes me want to rip the lesbo earrings out and not do any jokes because it's making me. Oh, well, being a lesbo's not a joke.
no.
But wearing the earrings is cheeky, of course, and I that means so much to me. And I will say that the reason why I feel like it's the easiest to do comedic scenes with Paul, and guess what is even easier? The emotional ones. And guess what's easier than that? Doing the funny ones. They're both as easy as each other. Because
the emotional ones are easy because I can be really hard.
no one makes me laugh as hard as him, but also no one makes me cry the way that he does because I feel so connected.
Not in like an abusive way.
No one makes me cry as much. Not in an abusive way, because I feel so connected to Mr. Paul and our characters, so that if he even has if there's even a glimpse of a tear in Jimmy's eyes, I'm sobbing. If we're supposed to cry, of course. If we're not supposed to do that, I'm laughing. But that was a really memorable scene. And also the scene where we're tucked into the beds is so funny to me. There's something really funny about us. I think one of my all-time favorite scenes is the hotel scene, of course, season 1. Hello, everybody. Hackheads will know the hotel scene. And then I think like having the scene where we're in a hotel again at the end of, not the end of the season, but the last season, or we're allowed to say that?
Yeah.
It is the last season. I just announced it. And having us back in a hotel together, tucked into 2 different beds, it totally, to me, just like shows how close these people have gotten.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's such intimacy, even though they're tucked in different beds, of course. And like it's just Paul's so funny in that scene, and it's just a quick little scene, and I just thought it was so funny. Also, the cameras were really high on the ceiling, and I think that was scary and set like a scary, funny mood.
It's hard to forget.
Yeah, it's hard to forget to being that high.
I think probably my first and my last. I think my first scene is it's so meta for me because it's also really one of my first real acting jobs. And both Randy and I are in the same spot, especially when she initially like, oh, hi, I'm Randy. It's like she wants to do well as an assistant. She's new to the industry. She's new to the business. And then real life, Robbie is new to acting, wants to do well, wants more episodes written about her. So Robbie and Randy were in the exact same spot when we first started. So I think that'll never get old. It was just such a nice role that my character was also new and me being new. It was like a perfect foray into this. And of course she got many more episodes. So fantastic.
Two of my favorite memories will be from this season. So I don't want to give away exactly what we're doing, but we get to be together.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Oh my gosh. Carl as Marcus, when Marcus, Damien, Josefina, and Deborah get to be together and seated together. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love sitting down with people. And it's so fun, and people will know exactly what I'm talking about when they see it. It's just, we had so much fun between the takes as well as doing the scene. It was just great. I'll always remember it, always.
I think my favorite scene that I've ever filmed on this show was at the end of season 4, actually, with Marcus, the Marcus Damien scene, where Damien breaks down and Marcus tells him what his moves are, and Damien is just completely incensed. I just remember Carl and I just having such a good time making that, and like just kind of like laughing through it because I'm just like, am I supposed to be crying or like what? Like it was just, I was like, what choices am I making? Because Carl is also one of the most incredible actors I've ever had the privilege of working with. That it was very, very comforting to be like, what am I supposed to do here? How would you do it? And of course, Carl being so stoic, being just like, do it how you would do it, babe.
Similar to what Rose said, but I will say two of my favorite days. One was in season 2 and one was in season 3. Just gay gathering club moments. Specifically the one in season 2 because it was very early in the morning and we were pretending it's very late at night. And the song of the hour was Gaga's Rain on Me, Gaga and Grande, Rain on Me. But that was not the song that was going to be in the thing. And so every other take, Lucia would say, okay, gays, please don't mouth the words that you're hearing. That is not the song that's going to be playing. We do not have the rights to that song. Please, please. And then season 3, there was this pool party that we did so late into the night, so many angles, but it was just so much fun. It was so much wonderfully organized chaos. So the organized chaos will be the parts that I will cherish forever.
Oh, Megan, you're going for it, Jugular on the first question.
On the first try.
Oof. There's so many. I mean, I'll really remember. Sorry you haven't seen it, but getting the last shot of this series, I will really remember because we're really proud of it, and it was not easy. Lucia can speak to that as she directed it, but we're really, really proud of it. And of course, anytime you're shooting the very last shot of your television show, it's very emotional and impactful.
Yes. And I would also add to it our very last shot that we shot of the show, which isn't the last shot, but the last shot we did, which actually isn't even in the cut right now, but where we were in the very last moment, the last time that we said that's a wrap, because we basically wrapped out LA where we shoot 95% of the show over the 5 seasons. And then we had a Vegas wrap out, and then we had our final Paris wrap out. And then we had our second Paris wrap out, which was, by the time we got to our last shot, there was, I think, 12 of us. Including the actors for the last shot just because of our limitations. And then when we did that, that was very sad. But you know, we're still working on the show right now because we're still editing, we're still finishing it. So even though so much of it is done, it's still like existing. It's still real for us, you know? So I'm like, I have yet to get to the true devastation that I will soon feel.